There is beyond the azure blue a God concealed from human sight. It is the sky with heavenly, and framed the worlds with His great might.
There is a God.
There is a God.
He is alive.
He is alive.
In Him we live.
In Him we live.
And we survive.
And we survive. From the soil God. Created man. He is a God. The great I am. There was a long, long time ago, a God whose voice and prophet heard. He is that God that we shall not who speak from His inspired word.
There is a God.
There is a God.
He is alive.
He is alive.
In Him we live.
In Him we live.
And we survive.
And we survive. From the soil God. Created man. He is a God. The great I am. Now, let's come to those who say there is no God. Now, to say there is no God because you cannot see Him physically is absurd. You understand? It is like seeing snow covering the entire surface of your area in the morning. Just yesterday, we got up in the morning and our gardens everywhere is covered by snow. Now, if I got up in the morning and say that there hasn't been any snowfall because I didn't see the snow coming down, what do you describe me? Would you describe me? Seeing the snow covering the entire surface of the area, but still refusing to admit that there was a snow falling overnight. Because you didn't see, you deny that. Even though you didn't see the snow falling during the night, what about the evidence you find on the ground when you got up in the morning? What about the snow that you found scattered? Because you didn't see it falling from the sky. So you say, no, there was no snowfall. That is how some people behave. They want to see it. They want to feel it. They want to touch it. They want to smell it. Other than that, this has never happened. Even if you show them the evidence. There are people of this generation that behave that way. And these are the people that say they don't think God is alive. They don't think God is alive. Now let me tell you, the Bible is clear. For those who believe in the Bible, God lives. But the scripture says, no one has ever seen God. If you read 1 John chapter 4, verse 12. No one has ever seen God. But if you have not seen anything, it doesn't mean that thing is not there. I've not been to Japan before. There are so many things they are saying it is in Japan. So because I have not been there and I have not seen it with my naked eye, so should I say that thing does not exist? So those who are making that argument that because they have not seen God, touch God, smell God, God does not exist. This is feeble argument. It doesn't hold legs. But let's give them the benefit of the doubt because that is how they believe. But let's see if this is something that we have to entertain. Now, if you read Exodus chapter 33 verse 20, God said to Moses and the people of Israel, "You cannot see my face, for man shall not see me and live." And this is what God told Moses. So those who want to see God, God said, no, you cannot see my face because you can't. The very moment you see me, you die. You will not even see him to die. Because God is unseen, it becomes extremely difficult for some to believe he is there. Therefore, to some, demanding to see God, right, before believing in him is legitimate to them. But would you have justification for not acknowledging God? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Though you did not witness the snow falling, common sense will tell you that what you saw on the ground is proof that there was a snowfall overnight. Because you can't tell me if you get up in the morning like I saw 3 days ago, all my entire area is covered with snowflakes. And then I still deny that there was no snow falling overnight because I didn't see it. That's the argument some people are making now. Brothers and sisters, let's read some of these things to see if that will help us. Okay, if that will help us. This lesson, we are going to focus on the unknown God. He's unknown. The unknown God. That's what we are going to discuss. If we say God exists, how are we so sure? And how do we know he does? How can, God, interact with his creation? Or how does he interact with his creation? Especially man, being part of God's creation. If God exists, how does he interact with man? And that is what we're going to discuss throughout this lesson that we have just started. Where there is a creation, definitely there must be a creator. Right? And the two should have some kind of relationship. I believe there are reasonable and legitimate questions that require an answer. If somebody say, where is God? Okay? We need to show him where God is. But unfortunately for that person, you cannot see God's face because God himself said, I am invisible. I am unknown. You can't see my face. I am spirit. You can't see spirit. But if you still want to see me, I'll show you something that will let you know that I am still alive. The great God is still there. Now, if you read Acts chapter 17, verse 23, Paul travels to Athens in Greece. Right. And there he observed the behavior of the people and see what they believe. And amongst other things is an altar for the unknown God. When he got to Athens, they made a lot of altars, right? With all their names. And these they worship them. And amongst them was a big altar, a unique one. And they have written on this altar, to the unknown God. To the unknown God. And Paul saw that the people know that there is a God that they don't know. They believe that there's somebody out there, but they don't know him. And for their own, gods, they know their gods. They have made these kind of altars for them. But this particular God, we don't know him. So he said to the unknown God. Do you know what Paul said? Paul said, 23 says, for as I pass along and observe the objects of your worship, I also find an altar with this inscription, to the unknown God. What therefore you worship as unknown, this I proclaim to you. So tonight, my brothers, I'm also proclaiming to you the unknown God, the God that you don't know. If a question is thrown to you just now, throw to the public, we're going to get three answers. Whether or not God exists. One will say that, yes, he does, for those who believe in God. And others will say that, well, I don't believe there is any God. And the third, there are those who are not so sure. They say, I'm not sure. Probably you'll find yourself in these three categories. Where are you? Do you believe or you don't believe or you are not sure? To the unknown God. These people knew there was God, but they didn't know him. Probably people who say there's God, they still don't know this unknown God. And this is the God I'm proclaiming to you tonight. The God of heavens. Jehovah God. I'm proclaiming to you tonight. I believe strongly that Jehovah God, who is unknown, interacts with humans behind the scenes. No doubt about that. Because you can create people and not have relationship with your creation. Absolutely not. That will not. I mean, you can make a car or you can do something and then you don't have any relationship with the thing that you have done. It doesn't happen. So if we have the creation, there must be a creator. Everything we see in this world is design. Even the human body, there's a design in it. How can you see a design and you don't see a designer behind? So there is God. These people of Athens knew there was a God, but they don't know him. So they said to the unknown God, the God that we don't know. Probably you say you believe in God, but you are not so sure who the God is. And that is why I am proclaiming to you tonight the unknown God. The unknown God. And as I said, I believe God interacts with his creation. And he's always unseen helper in the times of needs. He set up his natural laws and morals when he created the heavens and the earth, and also provided his rules and regulations, written in the Holy Book, called the Bible, to guide mankind. And that is what Jehovah God did. When he created man, he set up his natural laws. If you go against this natural law, you find yourself wanted. He set up his morals and gave us his book called the Bible to guide man staying on this planet. Going against these natural laws and his set of rules and regulations will amount to a disaster for man. Many of the calamities we face today in this world are because man has failed to acknowledge God. He has ignored his natural laws and has broken his rules and regulations governing this universe. And that is why we find ourselves in this trouble. This natural law that God has given. Now, if you shoot somebody, you know the person will die. Common sense should tell you that. That's the law of nature. Of course, there should be an effect. You understand? So, if you ignore these natural laws, and then you do whatever you want, you are causing chaos for the world. That is why the world is still in chaos. Israel is still facing the Palestinians and killing them. We see Russia and their counterpart also fighting. Come to Africa, wars, so many countries. This is because people are taking the law into their own hands. And this is the chaos we find in the world today. Last week I was discussing with a friend of mine, and he is saying that he was wishing me Happy New Year, and he said, I wish the year 2024 will be the best for everyone. And I said, I'm sorry, I don't think so. Why do you say that, Brother Paul? I don't think so because man has taken God out of the equation. So the moral decay is going to go on. And Do you remember what we read earlier on? Because Paul said, because man has taken man out of his life, God has also left them up to a debased mind, so that they will do abominable things. So that is what it is. You see, every year you will say that, oh, last year was no good, I hope this year will be better. You continue to say that because it's not going to go better until man changes his heart and take God into the equation. The unknown God. Brothers, I don't want to take much of your time. This is where I'm going to draw the curtain for the introduction today. But next week, when we come back, we are going to discuss how God that is unknown interact with humans today. He created us and he must have a relationship with us. So does God interact with man today as he did in the past? We'll check the past, whether or not God interacted with people and how did he do it? And today, does he do the same? Does he do it in the same way? So this is what next week we're going to see. By the time we finish this lesson, you will be convinced yourself whether or not God is there. The unknown God. Do you know him? Or you don't believe he's there? Or you are not so sure? This is your brother Paul. I hope this lesson helped you. You join me next week to continue on part 2. If you are still doubting in your mind, please follow me with this lesson till the end. Because there are so many things that we face today. The Holy Scripture has already written it down about 2,000 years ago, and today we are facing it. So don't underrate the Bible. Don't underestimate the Bible. And 2, ridicule yourself to say that the Bible is somebody's imagination. No. Things that were written out 2,000 years ago will not affect us today. But it's exactly the same picture that we see from the scriptures. God bless you, my brother, my sister. But if you want more of this lesson, try to visit the Church of Christ. The Church of Christ is everywhere in the world. Our doors are always open to share the truth in the Bible with you. We believe that God is alive. The unknown God is known to us. And we'll make it this clear, right? Next week when we come back again. God bless you. Please share this video to as many as you like, so that many people will come to acknowledge the God that is unknown.